Did you know that without oxygen and glutathione, there would be no life on Earth? And we all know what oxygen is, but what is glutathione? To be honest with you, it's taking me over a month to learn how to pronounce it. So today I've got with me the amazing Caroline Sommer, who knows a lot about glutathione. She's passionate about the subject. And I'm just curious to know more. So, Caroline, thank you so much for joining us. This is Caroline Sommer. She is a professional life changer and health hunter. So, I just love that title. So, tell us more, Caroline, about what a professional life changer is and health hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So basically, I think I will start by maybe sharing you my story, which is quite not very common. Because during more than 10 years, I was owning a company in real estate, like it was real estate hunting, which has nothing to do, right? And the time was passing by, and I noticed that I was no longer happy with that. I was not in my happy place. I was not in my soul mission. And I took the huge decision of closing my company like 1 year ago. It was at the end of January.
Wow.
But I didn't know what I would be going and doing after. So that was a huge leap of faith. Maybe we can say that way. And my path crossed a lady's path. And she talked to me about something about health because I was having chronic fatigue for more than 20 years, actually.
Wow.
And as I said to myself, why not? Because actually, I have nothing to lose. So I went investigating and I went on it. It's actually a glutathione sublingual solution. And after 2 days, it was gone. So what happened
Sorry, can
is,
I just pause you? So you were experiencing chronic fatigue for over 20 years, and
yes,
then you decided that actually your what you were doing in your life wasn't really serving you and wasn't your soul's purpose. So I'm assuming you had some sort of inner reflective time and thought, it's almost I've got to make a change.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
just almost jumped and not knowing where you were going to land. And then you met this lady who introduced you to this the new,
Supplement. Yeah, glutathione actually, yes. The
yes. So
supplement.
this is a supplement for glutathione. So was that the first time that you'd heard of glutathione?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been investigating it, during for 2 months at least, because I never heard about it myself. And what I discovered was so huge. Actually, I felt like a mission, real a mission fell upon me. And
And then you took this supplement, and within a couple of days, you
yeah,
felt the fatigue lift you, did you?
yeah, it was a way. And this is why I thought to myself, I can't keep that for myself. I want to help so many people around me because so many people are struggling with mental health, physical health, even emotional health. And this is how I discovered my new health hunter mission and life changer mission actually. This is how it happened.
And now in just a year, I mean, every time I speak to you, you amaze me about the amount of knowledge that you seem to have gathered about this subject. And yeah, which is why I've asked you to join us today, because I've started taking this supplement. So I want to know more about it, because I also think that when I know how important our beliefs are, and if we
Yes.
believe that we're taking something that's going to be helpful on one, on a physical level, it's being helpful, but also on a
Yes.
mental and emotional and vibrational level. I think it's
Absolutely.
knowing more about it and knowing what it does is going to be even more helpful than just taking something on blind faith, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to take anything as your magical potion. And regarding glutathione, actually, for those who don't know about it, it's an endogenous molecule. It's a molecule produced by your own body. Actually, each cell in your body produces it. The place in the body where you have the most is actually the liver because it's your detox organ, let's say, and in your brain. But the thing is, starting at the age of 20 only, it decreases quite dramatically each year. And it's even worse with the pollution, the stress, the illness, because glutathione is at the same time a cause and consequence. So basically, it's your master antioxidant in the body. Most people call it miracle molecule or God's molecule, depending on the culture. Because if you take oxygen, for example, in the body, it only has two functions in your body, right? While glutathione has over 450 functions in your body. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Yes.
So with the oxygen, you say it's got two functions. So yeah, somebody who's not very good at biology. So what are the two functions of biology of oxygen then?
Yeah, it's about breathing oxygenations and bringing, the oxygen to the blood. And by the way, without glutathione, the oxygen couldn't bind to the red cells because it has the wrong electrical charge. And it's glutathione that changes it all for it to bind to your cells. Yes.
So if I'm understanding this right, so we naturally produce glutathione in our cells, every single one of our cells, especially
Yeah.
our liver and our brain tend to be more. We've got more of them. And
Yeah.
glutathione is from what I'm sort of gathering from what you say, it's an enabler to enable our other parts of our body to work more proficiently. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, probably would not be enough, but if you can recap it in four big groups, it's your master antioxidant. So that's against premature aging, oxidative stress, for example. Then it's a part of your immune system. When there
Right.
is an attack, for example, be a virus or bacteria, the first thing the cell will look for before acting, let's say, is do I have enough glutathione to produce the T cells, for example? So that's part of your immunity as well. And it's also, so detox immunity, it's also what will bring you your mental focus because as you know, many heavy metals we have in the body are actually, in the brain. This is why we have so many mental issues and mental health problems. So will be a master detox action as
Right.
well. Yeah.
Okay. So that's really starting to make some sense because the 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 little bit of research that I've been doing and what I've been trying to do with my own detoxification is, heavy metals is a big one. And there are lots of trains of thought that suggests certainly MS, which is what I'm experiencing, that heavy metal is one of the founding reasons, if you like,
Yes.
for it showing up in this way. And as you mentioned earlier, in the world that we're now living in, there are so many toxins.
Yes.
We're yeah, we're absolutely surrounded by them, and it is so. Without living in an Amazon rainforest, and even then, probably there is, if we're living in the Western world, if we're living in any sort of built up area, which most people are, some sort of
Mhm.
built up area, and also our foods aren't as nutritious as they once were. Our soil is not as nutritious as they once were. So our
Exactly.
body is battling, well, our bodies are battling the trying to be healthy and strong and trying to, and at the same time, naturally, did you say that glutathione is produced less in our body from the age of 20?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also your main energy source because it takes care of the energy produced by the mitochondria, which is actually like the literal engine, if you will, of each cell. So
Right.
without a nice and functional engine, for example, a car could not run, okay? And it's the same for your cells, actually. And it also protects from radiations, because we were talking about pollution, but it's also about 5G, 4G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, radio,
Yeah.
atomic energy, etc. There are so many sources, and the body is very powerful because we have it all in it. Actually, we used to have, but it's no longer the case now, as you are saying.
So
So
that's why it certainly sounds like a good theory as to why we are generally, as a human race, experience more mental health issues, more fatigue type issues, brain fog, all of those things that that lower our enjoyment of life, really, don't they? Is the bottom line. It's like if you've barely got the energy to get out of bed,
yeah,
then
yeah,
getting
totally.
through the mundane tasks that we need to, of just living and keeping house and feeding ourselves,
Yeah.
is it can be exhausting.
And you know, Gina, that actually 100% of the pathology in this planet, be mental, physical, or emotional, have a common trait, actually. It's inflammation and oxidative stress. And guess what in the body is designed to take that off or out? It's a glutathione.
Glutathione,
This is
yeah.
why you can help basically 99% of the population on Earth. Taking off the healthy kids, of course, not that are not athletes either, because we can help athletes, obviously, and taking off only the transplanted people, because as we put their immune system at its best, they could reject the organ, which is not theirs.
Right,
But
okay.
that's only 0.001% of the global population. That's
So
why
so the majority of people then basically would
99%
benefit, yeah,
almost. Yes,
would
that's
benefit from having a higher glutathione presence in our body.
yeah, an optimal presence, actually. We're not forcing the body, we're just putting it as it used to be hundreds of years before,
Hmm.
actually, before all
Yeah.
the pollutions, the excess of information, negativity from all the sources of information, etc. Yeah, that's it.
And that's what the so you're now uh, an informer, an educator, aren't you, really, about glutathione?
Yeah.
And as part of that, you've got the NuMe product. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that? And
Yes, absolutely, because it's quite a challenge to bring glutathione, I mean, from the outside, because it's a fragile molecule. So you can't take a pill, an oral pill, because glutathione gets destroyed in the stomach, actually.
right, okay, so if you took a normal supplement in a capsule.
Yes, there will be garbage. So it's like you're wasting your money and time,
Mhm.
because it will not affect your body. It will be directly going in the pee. That's all it
Right,
is.
okay, yeah.
So
So
yeah,
it
we
wouldn't
don't want to
necessarily do you any harm, but it's not doing what it's
not
meant to
doing
do either.
anything. So this is why actually our founder has spent more than 10 years of his life and budget as well to discover a technology that is unique in the world, okay, to avoid the digestive tract actually. So this is why we're in sublingual solution
Hmm.
to allow the glutathione to go directly into all cells in just 70 seconds.
Right,
So
okay.
that's why it's quite disrupting, because even if we don't talk about glutathione, let's say we talk about a normal supplement or vitamin C, for example, all supplements are between 3 to 7% bioavailability, absorption rate. This is the percentage that your body can actually use in the cells. And in this case, with that technology that took so long to create, we're at 97%, 97. So
Wow.
that's
So they've
a
actually got
huge
evidence to
difference.
say that been taken in to the
Yeah.
cells, has it?
Yeah, this is why it replaces in a way glutathione intravenous, because you have the same power, benefits, etc. But it's not painful. I mean, everybody loves that, and nobody likes to go,
No,
having an injection.
absolutely. And I should have brought the bottle with me, but I haven't got it with me. So it's just, oh, there you go. Of course you have, of course you have. So it's just it's like a mild mouthwash, isn't it, to drink?
Yes,
And you
Absolutely.
basically put a little cup, and you swill it around your mouth for 30 seconds and go no, and then you swallow it, and it's sort of, well, it just makes your mouth feel quite fresh. It's quite pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's that's peppermint. That's a vegan product as well.
Mhm.
Important to note because we have, vegan people all
Yeah.
around. So yes, only veggies. Absolutely.
So, so going back to our original statement, and I'll go back here. So without glutathione and oxygen, there will be no life on Earth, because that feels like a really big statement. Bearing in mind, glutathione for the majority of people, I imagine, is like we hadn't even heard about it
Yeah, no,
before the
that's
start of
true.
this interview. So
Yes, we're
so it's
even
not just in the human bodies, then it's
absolutely. It's all the plants, all the animals, literally everywhere. The trees, the birds, the horses, the dogs, anything living. I mean, only living
yeah,
beings and living
yeah.
things. You have it.
So
And
anything with a cell,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Basically, that would be the proper scientific statement.
Mhm.
And you're right, it's a huge education work we have to do here in the community, in that global community, because even doctors sometimes they don't know about it because they were not taught at the faculty, like quite
Yeah,
some years ago. And what is beautiful is in the integrative medicine community, it's an absolute must because they do understand about the importance of prevention as well. Because you're preventing 78 major diseases with glutathione levels,
yeah.
proper glutathione levels. So yeah, that's a huge prevention, education work, and of course, assisting people with health challenges or sport challenges as well.
So it's almost like if you're going, because I get asked quite a lot about, supplements and which supplements are good and bad, and it's yeah, it's a massive, great subject, and there's no one answer for one person. But it sounds like that if you're going to take anything, it will be a good starting point to take glutathione, because that will then enable your cells to take in more of the nutrients from our food and other supplements.
Yeah, that's right. Because basically, a cell which is full of shit, excuse the expression,
Is that a scientific term?
but it's full of toxins, if
Yeah,
you will, of pollutants, will be keeping closed. It will not be opening to intake, the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, the other supplements, the medicines. This is why sometimes people don't understand why am I taking this treatment and nothing happens?
yeah,
Because they have a high level of toxicity and internal toxicity, and they don't even know about it. So the first step in any cases for everybody is to detox your body so that your cell open again and use vitamin C, vitamin D, etc.
yeah, yeah,
That's very important
absolutely,
to know. Yeah, definitely.
absolutely.
Because with a low level of glutathione, the cell closes its doors. And that's the scientific way with simple words.
Okay. So if anybody, I mean, we're going to share out this video just to get the some information out there. So if anybody wants to know more about glutathione and got some questions from what you've heard, then just contact me or Caroline. I'll put our contact details underneath, or just comment, and we can do more videos, because it's a vast subject, and I know you can talk about it forever and ever. And I'm learning about it, because it's such an important, like you said, it's a life molecule, the molecule, if you like. It's the molecule of life. And isn't it amazing how we're not taught about it?
Oh, sorry, Gina. Can you say it again?
I said, isn't it amazing how we're not taught about it?
Yeah,
It's not included in our biology lessons, along with you know,
not yet.
oxygen
Yeah,
and yeah, the way the body works. So
yes. But
it's worth learning about, and obviously, and people can Google it and do their own research and find out whatever they need to find out as well. It's
yeah.
yeah,
We
the
recommend, for
information's out there.
example, PubMed. PubMed is the international database for scientific studies. So here you can see, for example, if you type, let's say, vitamin C, you have around 80,000 studies as of today. And if you type glutathione, you have 200,000 studies.
Wow.
So that shows
So
the
sorry, what
vitamin.
was that website?
That's PubMed. I will give you the
Yeah.
link. PubMed, yeah.
Okay,
This,
so that's for actual studies that have been done on it. So if you're a real researcher and want to go deep on this subject,
that's super scientific. This,
yeah,
yes, but at least you can see the numbers. It's really funny and interesting to know the numbers of studies about vitamin C, which is so famous, and
yeah.
glutathione, which is not spoken about, and it's like double,
Isn't
triple, you know. Yeah.
isn't it strange? I suppose the conspiracy theorist in me is like, yeah, is that done on purpose, maybe? And yeah,
Yeah, it's so
maybe.
powerful. That's maybe, yes.
Mm.
Mhm.
But that aside, it's still good to know. So if you're listening, if you got this far in this video and you're still listening, well done. And yeah, go a bit deeper on this subject because it can definitely help. I mean, I've heard some of the testimonials from the people in your community, and I'm a growing testimonial myself. I've been taking it now for a couple about 2 months, I think. So it's still early days.
Yeah.
I'm feeling bright and energized. It's difficult to know what exactly because I'm a pretty bright and energized person anyway. But I know that a lot of people have really, like you said, when you were
Mm.
experiencing fatigue, then it was quick to lighten. And I know I'm going to share a testimonial with another lady who got MS, and her her
Mm.
emotional levels were really, really low, really bad. And after a couple of weeks of taking glutathione, she just felt lighter. So if you were in a place of despair, really, and feeling, low energy, low mood, this is really worth a shot. It's because yeah, you've almost got nothing. Yes, it does cost some money, but everything costs some money, doesn't it? We try lots of different things, and this is something that it is just worthwhile. It really is, and see what a difference it makes just by taking it for 2 or 3 months, and then you can make a decision going forward. Do your own research, of course.
Of course,
Ask
yeah.
as many questions as you want, and within the community, within the NuMe community, there's lots of scientists and lots of testimonials and lots of people who know a lot of stuff. So
Yes. Let this new year be the year of detox, mental,
mm,
physical detox.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is my
and
wish for this year. Yes.
it's and then moving forward from that, once you get like the fog has lifted, you can see clearer, you can see where you're going, then the energy lifts, and it's life just becomes more fun. Life should be fun. We shouldn't be bogged
Yeah.
down with heaviness and sadness and yeah, confusion. I think
Yeah,
it's
we're being of joy normally. That's what we are meant to be,
yeah,
beings of joy.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And there's lots of things we can do, but if we can give ourselves a little bit of a helping hand and up our glutathione in our cells, make our cells more
Mhm.
clearer and more able to, yeah, detox from all the
Yes.
toxins that are going on in our crazy world that we now live in, that we're being bombarded from all over the place. That's not a fear thing, it's just where it is. But it
Uh-huh.
is possible to live better, to live clearer. And yeah, you're just a testament of that. So you've not had any fatigue, have you now, for the last year or so?
No, no. Well, you still need to sleep because glutathione can't replace sleep. And I've slept very, very few time when I was with my son during the Christmas holidays. But I don't see him much often. So yeah, it was well worth it.
Yeah.
Lack of sleep. Yeah. Yeah. And it's important to know that it's important to reconnect, name it as you wish, universe, God, or whatever. And when you're so polluted, you cannot physically reconnect. You're, everything is blocked here.
Yeah, no, and when you said at the start of your story that actually, when you took the leap of faith, that was before glutathione, but you recognized that actually you you weren't connected. That was the that
Yeah.
was probably one of the main reasons for your unhappiness and probably for your fatigue as well, really, that actually what you were doing was not was not serving your higher purpose, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I
But
think,
when you feel that, I mean, you can't keep it for you. You have to speak it out loud. You don't want to be egoistic and, closed. You have to share that. It's like a treasure in your hands. You can't be alone with it. You have to share it.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
And I think illness, because what I talk about a lot is changing the perspective of illness. And and to just shift it, because we tend to, when we're given this heavy horrible diagnosis, that usually it's like, that's it, it's a lifelong label that you're going to have to carry around with you.
Mm,
But what happens if it's not? What happens if it is, what happens if it's a good thing? Because it forces you. Nobody wants to be forced to do anything, but it does force you to look at the world in a different way if you're willing to do that. And Caroline, that's what you've done beautifully. That's what I'm in the process of doing. And all I can say from my own personal point of view, the journey is not an easy one, but oh my gosh, it is so worthwhile, because the energy and the joy that you get out of learning about
mm,
yourself on all the different levels is just phenomenal. And then we get to meet incredible people like you, and like the community that we're in, isn't it? It's like every day we have amazing conversations with people that are changing the world. I mean, you called yourself a professional life changer, and I think that's a great description of coaches, healers, therapists, all of the
mm.
what did you call it? It wasn't alternative health. What did you
Yeah, we use the word, integrative medicine.
integrated medicine? Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, the holistic, the whole body,
Yes.
rather than let's solve
Yeah.
this symptom, because the symptom goes deeper than that. The symptom's there for a reason.
Yeah. I
Symptom is
know.
here as our body talking to us, saying, hey, we need to do something differently. Change it up, change it up.
Yeah. And mental health is a very important point of this healing process because your brain needs to accompany your body to heal itself.
Yeah.
Why glutathione is so important as well. You see it, we saw it with Carolina, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when the mind is clear and positive, the body heals much
Yes, we
quicker.
can. Absolutely. We know where we're going, and you can see it. So even when the path gets a little bit difficult, you can still see where you're going, and you can still see you've still got a goal in mind and a destination, and that just drives you forward. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and enjoying the journey. We're
yeah,
here. We're just on the journey here on Earth.
yeah.
Anyway,
And it's so thank you so much, Caroline, for coming to share your story and a bit about glutathione with us. I'm so proud that I can actually pronounce it properly now as well. It's so that's
thanks,
really
Gina,
cool.
for welcoming me. I hope I did well. It is not. I'm not used to interviews, so I did my best and with
You
whole
you
heart as always.
you did amazing. And if anybody wants to get in touch with Caroline, I will leave her contact details and obviously mine as well. And yeah, just believe that actually there is a way out of whatever current situation that you're in, if it's a situation that you don't want to be in.
Mm.
And the fact that if you're still listening to this interview, then I would suggest it's worth investigating a little bit further. So something in you is saying, yes, glutathione could be the answer. Come check it out. So we'll see you again soon. If you've got any questions at all, let us know and we can do another interview and cover any questions.
With pleasure.